What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Equinox Cars. And today we have an exciting episode. Normally we talk about cars under $5,000, but this time we're going to be talking about $10,000. So if you got $10,000 and you're ready to buy a cool sports car, then this is the place to be. Let's get into it. Alright, you guys, but before you get into this video, I just want to let you guys know that when you buy a car around $5,000, you're going to get something decently cool, something cool fast that you can modify and just get started on. But when you hit the $10,000 mark, that's when you can get something really nice and really cool, and something that's actually pretty decently fast, something you could go to the track with, something you could race around with your friends with. And of course, I don't condone racing on the street, but if you do it legally on a drag strip, then it's awesome. But yeah, be safe out there, guys, and let's get into the video. Alright, YouTube, so kicking off the first car on this list, we're going to be talking about the E36 M3. Now, this may not be the fastest car ever made, or, just a fast car in general, but it is a beast around the track, and everything about it is great. There's tons of aftermarket modifications, and it's just a super cool looking car that you can modify for fairly cheap, and you can definitely find these for under $10,000. People make these into drift cars, track cars. You could even probably modify them to be extremely fast. Well, I'm sure you can because of all the aftermarket support, but this is definitely a great option. But remember, it is a BMW, so it is a little bit unreliable, but I think it's a great choice if you want to learn to work on your car and you have about $10,000. This would be a great option. Such a cool, iconic car. Alright, YouTube, and coming to the next car on this list for under $10,000, or right around $10,000, is going to be the Ford Mustang GT SN195. So it's going to be the 3-valve Mustang, and I think these are super cool because it does come with the V8. It's not the 5.0 liter, unfortunately, but these can still be modified to make some awesome horsepower numbers. I think it's a great option if you want to do drag racing or anything like that, or if you just want to have a nice, fun cruising car. And again, there's tons of aftermarket support with these, and I think they're going to be a little bit more reliable than the BMW, but don't take my word on that because I'm not 100% sure. But there's even probably more aftermarket support for these Ford Mustang GTs because it is in America, and they sold a lot of Mustangs. So if anything breaks, there's going to be parts at junkyards, auto parts stores. Parts are going to be definitely available to find pretty much anywhere. You could throw a supercharger on one of these and slay some supercars, honestly. People do all kinds of modifications to these cars, and it's a great choice if you want a cheap car to go fast in. Alright, you guys, and coming to another great option. If you want something a little bit more sporty looking, then I would definitely choose the C5 Corvette. Now, the C5 Corvette is a pretty solidly fast car stock. Again, it can be modified to go even faster, whether you throw a turbocharger on it or whatever. But this is an awesome choice for around $10,000 because you get a nice looking sports car. People will definitely recognize it the second they see it. It's a very iconic car. They look super good, and it pretty much has everything you want. A V8 rear wheel drive, you really can't beat it. And it has awesome styling to it. Coming up on the next car on the list, we're going to the Japanese cars now. And the first one I would pick is an MX-5 Miata. Now, like everybody says, Miata is always the answer. They're just awesome. Literally, they come in a manual transmission. They have a reliable 4-cylinder. There's a ton of aftermarket support as well. You can track them, you can tow-gate them. You can have all sorts of fun with the Mazda Miata, no matter what generation you pick. But if you like the pop-up headlights, then definitely go for the NA. I do think that they're a little bit overhyped. I think that they're overpriced as well. I remember just a few years ago, you could pick one up for like $2,000. Now they're going up in value because the car scene is exploding, but yeah, Miata is always the answer. If you just want a fun, reliable weekend car, then here you go, the Mazda Miata. Alright, YouTube, and the next car on this list is actually going to be a very overlooked choice, but it's the Porsche Boxster from the 90s or early 2000s. Now, you can find these for around $10,000. They're not the fastest car in the world. They have around, I think, a 6-second 0 to 60. But they definitely look awesome, and they are a Porsche, so it's going to be fun to drive. They are, I think, mid-engine or rear engine, something like that. But either way, it's a classic almost supercar looking car, and I like them a lot. I think they come with a V6. You can get them in a manual or an automatic transmission, and you'll find them right about $10,000 to $15,000, which is pretty much a steal because it's a Porsche and everybody loves them. All right, you guys, and now we're gonna go back over to the Japanese cars, and this time we're gonna be talking about the 240 SX. Now, these cars are great because, you know, they're just great drift platforms, great track cars. You can throw a turbo on them, make them awesome. But yeah, they are overhyped, just like the Miata. It's got the JDM tax on it, unfortunately, but they're highly modifiable. You can put a cool body kit on it and look awesome. Most of them are kind of junkers for under $10,000, so you just have to be careful and know what you're looking at. If you can restore one and make it mint again, then it's perfect. You know, it could be a great show car. It's obviously a great driver's car, and it's just a good choice all around if you can find a good deal on it. But like I said, be careful because you don't know what you're getting yourself into sometimes. Okay, YouTube, so the final car on this list that I want to talk about is another just great option, just like the Miata. But this time it's a little bit faster, and it is a V6, and it is the 350Z. And what would a cheap car less be without a 350Z on it? So for under $10,000, you're getting an awesome looking sports car, 2-seater, 2 doors, highly modifiable. These things can spit flames with just an exhaust on them. You can do just about anything. They make great drift cars. They make great track cars, just like I've been saying about some of these other ones. They're just a great option all around. So you could choose a 350Z, or there's other options like the G35, G37 sedans or coupes from Infiniti. They have pretty much the same engine in them. But yeah, if you want the 4-door, you need a sedan, then go with the G35 if you want something even under $5,000. But if you have a little bit more money to spend and you want more of a luxurious car, then go with the G37 coupe or sedan. Or if you want the straight up sports car that you can have the most fun with, rear wheel drive, 2-seater, manual transmission, V6, then you go with the 350Z. And like I said, go online and you guys can check out how much aftermarket support there is for these. They're super cool cars. You know, everybody knows about them. They're legendary, they're iconic, and I think that they're starting to go up in price as well, so pick one up while you can. Alright YouTube, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know down below what car you would choose for under $10,000. And this will be Equinox Cars. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Peace.